The Warriors beat the Rockets 95-85 last night and took home court advantage in the series. All they have to do now is win out at home, and they win the series. And suddenly you're looking at the Rockets and the rest of the NBA and thinking, I mean, there's no dominant team. The Warriors aren't necessarily the best team in the NBA, but who's going to stop them? They do have the best player now and maybe of all time, Stephen Curry. He keeps proving it over and over again. I mean, he was the best player on the Olympic team in the summer. He carried them to a gold medal, and now he's carrying the Warriors once again. And it's kind of frustrating to watch because it shows that if ownership had just committed to building a competent team around him full of like veterans and role players, they could have been in contention like this the last few years, not just 2022. And instead, they were so committed to James Wiseman, Jonathan Kuminga. More on him in a minute. But as soon as they bring in Jimmy Butler, he's not a great player. I mean, you could call him a great player, but he's on his fifth team. It's not like they had to move heaven and earth to get him. Once they committed to bringing in another veteran, he's a damn good one. Look at them. Look at that. Jimmy Butler he was so clutch down the stretch last night. Moses Moody was super clutch as well. But this comes back to actually putting a competent team around Stephen Curry. I mean, the Rockets, they're not ready. They're really young. Their offense is give the ball to Sengun, and if he doesn't make the shot, try to get the offensive rebound. Jalen Green has no offensive game. They're going to lose this series. The Warriors are clearly better. They play great defense, the Rockets. They can rebound, but they can't shoot. They can't score. And the Warriors play great defense as well. Their issue is they're small. They're going to get destroyed on the boards. And, coming back to my point about getting rid of the young players and embracing an older team, it would have been nice if the Warriors had just gone all in with that and traded Jonathan Kuminga at some point this season because they're not using him. And it's cool to see them win without him. They don't need him at this point. But it feels like since they didn't trade him and they're getting absolutely crushed on the boards, crushed. Rockets had like 20-something offensive rebounds. They're going to need Kuminga at some point. And they don't need him to be, Kawhi Leonard or Kobe Bryant. They don't need him to be a wing, a shooting guard, or a small forward. They need him to be a role-playing power forward, like Harrison Barnes used to be once upon a time for the Warriors. They need this guy to be the best rebounder on the team, and I've never seen him do that. PrizePicks is sponsoring the Cohn Zone this year. PrizePicks is the leader in daily fantasy and the best place to win cash while watching sports. And the best part about the app is it's really easy to use. To create a lineup, all you have to do is pick more or less on a few players' stats. I'm a Niners guy. So when I'm doing PrizePicks, I'm looking, the last couple of years, I'm looking at Deebo Samuel because I know Deebo Samuel better than Deebo Samuel knows Deebo Samuel. So if it's like drops, I'm taking more. Or if it's like punches thrown towards his long snapper on the sideline during the fourth quarter of a game, the 49ers will go on to win. I'm smashing more because I know the 49ers and I'm a PrizePicks guy. Now, maybe they didn't have those exact plays, but they have so many plays that'll make your head spin. And you can play PrizePicks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Best part about it is the new user offer. PrizePicks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. So win or lose, you'll get $50 just for playing. That sounds like a win to me. Use promo code Cohn, COHN, to claim your $50 today. Tell him Grant sent you. But he has the physical ability to do it just like Harrison Barnes had. I mean, you're 6'8". You can jump out of the gym. When you're on the court with the Warriors, you're probably the tallest player out there for them. Get 10 rebounds. Make yourself useful. You don't score. Play defense, cut to the basket, rebound. Because that's essentially what Gary Payton II does. And he's 6'2", and he's a great role player, but he's a big reason that the Warriors are getting crushed on the boards because he's 6'2". If Kuminga could do the things that Gary Payton could do, he'd get a big contract in the offseason, and the Warriors would be even stronger. So it's curious to see if he figures it out and if Kerr actually goes to him, because right now it's kind of funny to watch Kerr sit there with his arms crossed and play Santos instead. Santos looked pretty good. So all of a sudden, it's fun to watch the Warriors again. It looks like they could absolutely win a championship this year because there is no dominant team in the NBA like a few years ago when the Warriors were dominant. And if he were to win a championship, I mean, would he not be making a case for greatest player of all time? I mean, all you have to do is put a competent team around him. I mean, Kobe Bryant had some really bad years and then was nothing in his mid to late 30s. Michael Jordan couldn't win anything without Scottie Pippen. But all you got to do is give Steph Curry Jimmy Butler, and suddenly they're looking like the best team in the league. So it's going to be interesting to see if he eventually goes down as the best player of all time. I would consider him the best offensive player of all time. Then Draymond Green might be the best defensive player of all time. And you add Jimmy Butler, who's one hell of a two-way player. I mean, he's the Warriors' best perimeter defender right now. And at times he feels like their point guard. I mean, when you really need a possession to count, no offense to Steph Curry, but he can be a little loose with the ball sometimes. Dribbling through traffic, one hand passes over his head with like the clock winding down. It's nice to have someone like Jimmy Butler who is very economical with his possession and usually gets a really high percentage shot or free throws and puts the Warriors in the bonus, which helps Steph. This team really seems to be doing well. It would be interesting. It'd be too bad. It's too bad that Klay Thompson isn't on the team, just from a sentimental standpoint. Could have been coming off the bench with this team. Although Podziemski does seem better than him at this point. Podziemski's really helping. They need his scoring because you're not going to get it from GP2 or Kuminga. I'm picking the Warriors to win this series. And really the only thing that's going to hold them back is how small they are. It's really too bad that the Warriors didn't trade Kuminga for like Steven Adams. If the Warriors had Steven Adams, who had 12 rebounds against him in like 15 minutes last night, they'd be a complete team. He'd be their Zaza Pachulia, but they don't have that player. Quentin Post, it's on you.